we totally redid the front of the house. I've got it in a beadboard. This was actually the side of the house, but we changed things up, turned that into the front, and the previous front is now a side of the house. We've got it all ready to go for siding here real soon, but our focus has been on the inside. So let's go in real quick. Okay, so originally where this staircase is now, that was actually a hallway with a chimney in the middle of it. So you had to kind of shimmy your way around the chimney, and then you'd go into the master bedroom, which is now, well, it's just a bedroom, just a regular old bedroom. We've got the closet framed up, got the heat ducts run, windows are all in place. Something you might notice on the exterior walls, these horizontal boards going across are what they call a Mooney wall. It's kind of an experimental system that gives you extra insulation, like a deeper cavity. So we're giving that a try. It also helps to smooth out the walls. We're working with stuff that's really, really old native timber. I think that's white oak, and it's about 4 inches thick, and then you mate that up with the newer pine, and stuff doesn't line up. So doing the Mooney wall actually helps kind of level everything out and make it smooth. So okay, so we're going, so you come in the front door, you'll come into a living room, little living room, and we've got everything framed up there. Going to be some double doors right there. Over here, let me back up. There's a couple of pillars going up to the ceiling. In between there is going to be a bookshelf with cabinets below. We had to build the box because we needed a space to get these heat ducts through. And then framed up a little closet there. Okay, so you go through the doors, the double doors, and into the large family room we have opened up. This is south facing, so you get a lot of sunlight. We have a big picture window that I got on clearance, and that big hole in the wall is going to be a sliding glass door at some point. This here actually used to be part of the hallway through the middle, and then a room left and a room right, and I actually couldn't stand up in the room. I'd hit my head on the ceiling. So we converted everything to a big cathedral ceiling room, and then over here we have a main bathroom, and hopefully we'll be getting a bathtub in there soon. And then also the master bath is back there. One of the other kind of interesting things about the house is they built it on 2 separate levels. I'm not sure why, but they did. So we had to build in an extra step when we rebuilt all of these floors. This is also the area that last winter I drove a Bobcat through that wall right there, and then drove in here, it seemed like about 1,000,000 times, dug out this floor, the crawl space underneath, and then we rebuilt the entire floor structure above it. There's new heat ducts, new water lines, new drain lines under there, and soon to be new electrical. So we also had to build in a step going down, so we've got a nice angled step here, and then you'll walk through this doorway here. It's going to have an arch on it across the top, but I haven't quite figured out the arch calculations yet. I've got to brush up on my geometry. Okay, I never really studied geometry. Well, I did what I had to. This is going to be the kitchen. Over there's where the sink, and to the left is the stove and refrigerator. There's going to be an island there, and then this room here, you'll step up from the kitchen and into the dining room. And it's got windows on 3 sides, looks out way to the back, nice and quiet out there. And then there is a cathedral ceiling. This actually had really low ceilings here too. It wasn't up to code, but it wasn't terrible. But me being gargantuanly tall, I just couldn't take the low ceilings. So we opened everything up, and it's going to be cathedral ceilings all the way through here. And then because of some complications with structural stuff, we're leaving a small section where it's dropped down. down by the sink. Okay, so we're gonna slide over here, and as you walk through this doorway, we just got this framed up today. You walk through a doorway here, turn to your left. There is the old fireplace. This is gonna be the master bedroom. That's the old fireplace. We're just framing it up for now. I'm not sure what I'm gonna do with that. It's got issues. It's starting to fall away from the building, so I don't know if we're gonna jack it up and put it back in place, or just take the whole thing out, rebuild that wall. But again, the ceilings are not as high as I'd like, so we're talking right now about maybe creating a trade ceiling here, possibly with an arch in it to match that doorway, so it'll bump up and kind of arch its way around the fireplace. Like I say, we got this framed up today. This is going to be the walk-in closet, and then because it's 2 levels, we got a second staircase here, goes up into the master bathroom. Some things we still have to do: that trade ceiling here in the master bedroom, and then we've got to drop the ceiling down a little bit on this to get the energy code that we need. We've got to build almost like a second set of frame on the inside of this, creates a deeper cavity. So we've got that. We've got some more electrical to do, although we are finally getting some boxes put in and some wires run. My little brother Marcus has been working on that, so hopefully soon we'll have that to be inspected. One thing we're not going to do is finish the upstairs. We're just going to wall that off for now and get moved in, and then afterwards we'll dig into that after we're moved in. You can see it's down to studs. It's old, it's ugly. My wife's family was tearing all the old plaster and lath and drywall out of there. They found a live raccoon living up in the attic. It was a lot of fun to watch him run from that thing. We got to put walls on the side here to kind of box in the staircase. Cold air returns, we got to get those figured out, so we can get the heat that gets blown into the house with the furnace. You got to have air that comes back so that it doesn't just start blowing out through the walls. It's a lot more efficient. So this is where we're at. We got a long way to go, but I'm getting a lot more excited about this project. It has been a long road to get here. In fact, I think we're nearing 2 years of messing with this property. It's either September or October marks our 2-year anniversary. So I have been over here almost every weekend and a lot of evenings just to get to where we're at. And boy, it's nice to see this stuff come together. Okay, so one more thing. I wanted to show you around the outside of the house and show you some of the stuff we've done. That horrible pile of junk used to be a garage. It was a garage that was falling over. Nick Myers, he came over and took that apart piece by piece and is going to recycle the old lumber. Some of it was really old and had some neat siding and old roofing on. He does really neat stuff with that. So he came over and took that apart. This is all that's left. It's just a pile of rubble. A lot of trash in there. I need to order another dumpster and get rid of all this junk. Man, we must be up to 10 or 12 dumpsters by now. The outside of the house, I think I showed you a minute ago. The whole house is wrapped in foam and sealed up with tape and caulk and spray foam. We redid all of that. Here, I'll show you real quick the view out the back. Absolutely love it. Just a classic Indiana backyard. There's beans back there, corn over there, and nice rolling hills, quiet. That's an old elm tree, I believe. No, yeah, I think it's an elm tree. Got that shading the house. Down there is where the new outlet is for the septic system. We got to put in a whole new system there because the one that was in, actually still is in, is literally in. It's inside the house, under the kitchen floor. They used it like that for years, decades. It wasn't a good idea. It just, oh, you can't imagine how nasty that was. Okay, over here, it's not going to look like much. It's real weedy and nasty, but this here represents a heck of a lot of work. I've had trouble with water getting into the crawl space in the basement. Wayne Scott, my buddy, who for some reason keeps showing up over here and helping me. He has done so much work. He was over here today helping me frame things. He came over with his tractor and we spent quite a bit of a day just grading this thing out so it has a real nice gentle slope that goes out towards the road, and make sure that the basement and the crawl space doesn't flood. And it has worked. It's worked really well. Still get a little bit of water in there, but I've got back where the old garage was. There's a lot of old concrete, and I think that's pushing water into the basement, so I've got to rip that out at some point. You'll notice all these new windows. There are, let me see, actually there are only 2 windows in the entire house that are in their original spot. Everything else had been reframed. We framed it all up and moved things around. I think the outside of this house is going to look like an old colonial from the front, and then as you go back or wander through the inside, it's going to look a little more modern. Wow, that's bright. So yeah, that's the concrete. We got to get rid of that stuff. So if you guys want concrete, let me know. I'll let you come out for free and take it. Anyway, that's the place. It's coming along. Slowly but surely, it's coming along.